Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you all how I make this delicious crunchy vegetable stew. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Let's get into this video. So for the list of ingredients that I'll be using, it's very simple and basic. So we're going to be needing some fresh tomatoes, some habanero peppers, some onion, red bell pepper, and some garlic. We're also going to be needing some curry powder, some garlic powder, some ginger powder, and also we're going to need some salt, nutmeg, and bouillon powder, oil, and some cow beef. So for this recipe I'm going to be using kale as my vegetable, so you can use any vegetable of your choice. You can use pumpkin leaf for those of us that live in Africa, so but I'm going to be using kale. So now I'll start off by cutting off my beef. So I'm going to cut the beef into smaller pieces. Now when I'm done with cutting, I'm just going to transfer the beef into a bowl that I'm going to rinse it up with some water. Now that I'm done rinsing up the beef with some water, so I went ahead and transferred the beef into my pot. Then I'm going to go ahead and season the beef. All the list of ingredients and measurements will be in the description box down below. So I'll go ahead and grate in some nutmeg. You can also use the blended nutmeg. So now when that is done, I'm going to cover my pot and I'm going to transfer it onto my stove. I'll be adding in some bay leaves. So I'll go ahead and cook the beef until they're nice and tender. I won't be adding any water. It's going to generate water on its own. So moving on, I'll be chopping up my vegetables. So I'll start off by chopping up the tomatoes. I also have another recipe on how you can make your vegetable stew, and it's totally different from the one that I'm making right now. So I'm going to leave a link of the recipe in the description box down below. So I'm just going to chop up all my vegetables, and I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to my subscribers. You guys are wonderful. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and click on that red subscribe button down below. Beside it you'll see a bell icon. Click on it as well. That way you get a notification anytime I upload any new video. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you all for your love and your support. So now I'm done with chopping up all my vegetables, the kale, the tomatoes, pepper, bell pepper, and some onion. I've already chopped them up. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn off my stove because my beef are nice and tender. So like I said, you're going to cook your beef. It's going to generate its own water. I didn't add any water to this. So when that is done, I'm going to heat up my pan with some oil. Then I'm going to fry my beef until it's nice and golden brown. You can also bake your beef if you choose to. So but for this particular recipe, I'm going to fry them. So now they are nice and golden brown, and I'm going to take it out from the oil. So I'm going to repeat this process one more time until I'm all done with the frying. So while the beef is frying, on the other hand, I'm just going to add in some oil in a bigger pot this time. So you're going to add in some oil. Then you're going to allow the oil to heat up for a little bit. Then I'll be adding in some chopped onion. I'm going to fry this for a few seconds. So I'm going to add in my chopped tomatoes and pepper. Then I'm going to fry this. So I'm going to allow this to cook until the water dries up. When you start seeing the oil floating on top, then you know it's ready. So allow this to cook until it dries up the water. So the essence for this is for you not to allow your vegetable to be wet when it's time for you to add the vegetables. So allow this to properly cook on a low heat and don't stir it too much. So now you can see the oil floating on at the top. So I'll add in the chopped onion, the red bell peppers, and I'm also going to be adding in some seasoning powders. Then I'm going to stir this. So when I'm done stirring, I'm going to also go ahead and add in the fried beef. So when I add in the fried beef, I'm just going to stir and allow everything to cook for about 10-15 minutes on a low heat. You can also taste for your seasoning at this time. Taste and adjust for seasoning to see if you need any more seasoning. So the list of ingredients will be in the description box down below. Now 15 minutes later, the tomato stew is ready. So I'm just going to turn off my stove and allow this to cool down a little bit. So the reason for this is to make sure that it cools down completely. Like I said, when you put your vegetables when it's still piping hot, it tends to melt the vegetable, and that's what gives your vegetable that soft texture. So we don't want that. So allow it to cool then before you add in your vegetables. So I went ahead and added the vegetable at this point. That I'm going to combine everything together. Make sure they are all well combined. And at the look of it, you can see it's very dry. It's not watery at all. So that's why you need to allow your tomato sauce to cool down. It's still warm in there, but if you're going to leave this for a week, it's going to taste super crunchy. So that's all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Thank you so much.